Welcome to the deep dive. Today we are digging into something that, frankly, sinks so many massive urban projects. It's that black box of regulatory approvals.
Right.
If you've followed any big development, you know the physical construction is almost the predictable part. You pour concrete, you raise steel. But the paper side, the permitting, it is consistently the most time-consuming and the most unpredictable piece. These delays don't just shift timelines.
Oh, they crush budget.
They crush them. We're talking substantial compounding setbacks.
It's the silent killer of urban progress. I mean, we're talking about projects, huge projects, stalling for 6, 12, sometimes 18 months.
Just on paperwork.
Purely waiting on paperwork.
Yeah.
And the sources we analyze, they are incredibly clear on this. The traditional methods for managing permits are just reactive. You hire managers to, wait for problems to emerge, and then they scramble to fix them.
So our mission today, in this deep dive, is to really show how artificial intelligence and predictive analytics are rewriting that script.
Exactly, moving from that reactive firefighting to something more like proactive, organized orchestration.
Exactly. We are focusing on distilling the key insights into how AI injects some certainty into what has historically been just pure chaos.
Yeah.
This is your shortcut to understanding why the next generation of skyscrapers and public works will get built faster. So let's really establish that core pain point. We know urban projects are complex. You have layered zoning, dozens of agencies, environmental reviews. But why does the traditional human-managed system just consistently fail to keep up?
The complexity is definitely part of it, but the real failure, it stems from a lack of predictive capacity.
A lack of foresight.
Total lack of foresight. I mean, think about it visually. Traditional permitting is like dropping one paper file into this gigantic, opaque filing cabinet.
Okay.
And that cabinet is shared by 50 different departments, and each one has its own rules, its own backlogs, its own priorities.
So project managers are flying blind.
Completely blindfolded. They only find out there's an issue when that rejection notice finally comes back, maybe 3 months later.
And the delay is already baked in at that point.
It's baked in. The notice says some, obscure form was missing. So that chronic lack of predictability turns a setback into a catastrophe. What we need is a system that shouts, wait, before you submit this, the Historical Preservation Division, they're going to need Form 32B, and by the way, their average review time this quarter is 45 days.
That makes the failure point so clear. It's like comparing a reactive traffic light system that only changes when traffic is already backed up for miles,
right,
versus a fully integrated air traffic control system that's predicting the flow of planes minutes, even hours in advance.
The perfect analogy. You need foresight, not hindsight.
So let's get into the mechanics of it. How does AI actually perform this forecasting miracle in such a messy regulatory world? What's happening under the hood?
Well, the mechanism really relies on the sheer volume of data we have now. Predictive analytics, it combines historical permitting data, and we're talking millions of past applications, both successful and rejected.
With statistical algorithms and sophisticated machine learning techniques, or ML. The AI models, they aren't just running simple averages, they are performing deep pattern recognition.
Okay, let's unpack this a little. So it's turning history into a kind of crystal ball, but how does the machine learning part add value? I mean, beyond just counting how long past projects took.
That's the technical secret sauce, right? ML identifies these nonlinear correlations that no human project manager, not even a whole team of them, could possibly track manually.
Can you give me an example?
Sure. So a system might notice that a project that requires both its specific type of soil remediation and a sign-off from the Parks Department. Well, that combination historically adds an unexpected 6 weeks to the timeline.
Even if neither of those things alone causes a big delay.
Exactly. It's the interaction between multiple factors, things like the specific workload of a regulatory department on a Tuesday versus a Friday, or the impact of a recent zoning amendment. The ML models absorb all of that and use it to forecast precise bottlenecks. So it's modeling exactly where an application is likely to get stuck.
Down to the specific review step.
That detailed level of analysis is what completely shifts the power dynamic. It moves the project team from guessing to knowing. Now, let's pivot to the payoff, because here's where it gets really interesting. These predictive tools give project teams 3 major actionable benefits right now.
Absolutely. The whole goal to allow teams to start mastering the regulatory system, not just, surviving it.
So what's the first big gain?
Okay, so benefit number one is the early detection of delays.
Right.
Since the AI is continuously comparing a project's characteristics against those millions of historical patterns, it can flag a permit as at risk
Before it's even submitted.
before it's submitted or moments after it hits an agency desk.
And that survey might take, 90 days to complete?
Mhm.
If the team finds that out 3 months into the process, they lose those 90 days, plus all the time they spent waiting for the rejection.
Precisely. The AI identifying that missing requirement immediately saves you those 90 days. The team can do the survey proactively, submit it with the plans, and what would have been a catastrophic delay becomes just another scheduled task. That's tangible time and money saved.
That's a massive step forward. You're moving the intervention right into the planning phase. But that brings up a practical challenge. Do the regulators actually, listen to the AI? Or does the project team still have to fight to get things routed correctly? Which I think brings us to benefit two, optimizing the flow.
That is a critical hurdle, and it's why Benefit 2 is so important. It focuses internally on optimizing the workflow. The AI isn't just flagging risks, it's suggesting the most efficient submission pathway based on historical success. By calculating the typical approval times and the interdependencies across all the different agencies, fire, planning, utilities, the AI suggests the ideal routing and sequencing.
So it's identifying opportunities for parallel processing instead of just waiting in one long line.
Exactly. It might reveal that instead of waiting for full Planning Commission approval before submitting to the Department of Transportation, 80% of the DOT review can actually happen at the same time.
If you submit the right paperwork first.
Provided you submit a specific addendum first, yes. This approach minimizes that dead time, the weeks wasted, waiting for Department A to finish before Department B even starts. It's like having a master strategist guiding every move.
So it turns a linear, serialized process into something dynamic and parallel.
That's the goal.
The ultimate goal, then, must be to leverage these insights to improve the relationship with the very people who grant the approvals. That moves us to the third benefit, which is all about collaboration.
Yes. Benefit number 3 is enhanced collaboration with regulators. This is huge. When project teams approach regulators armed with highly accurate, data-driven insights,
Insights that predict exactly why a permit might get delayed.
the whole interaction shifts. Instead of a vague question like, "What's the status of our file?" the project manager can say, "We understand that based on the current load in your utilities review department, combined with our water tie-in plan, you are likely to flag Section 4.1. So here is the documentation preemptively addressing that."
So the game isn't just speed. It's about establishing a currency of trust through verifiable data.
Precisely. This shared, data-backed understanding builds trust. Regulators see that the project team is serious, they're prepared, and they're focused on compliance, not evasion. That transparency just accelerates the whole process because it transforms the relationship from an adversarial hurdle into really a collaborative problem-solving exercise.
Yeah.
They're both working from the same data set.
That's a fascinating dynamic shift.
Yeah.
But if we connect this to the bigger picture, this kind of predictive power can't just stop at individual permits.
No, it can't.
So now we have to step back and ask the wider question. What does this level of integration mean for the future of our cities?
It absolutely is the start of a digital revolution for how we build. Permitting, why it's essential, is really just the beachhead for predictive analytics in the entire construction and urban planning sector. As AI capabilities mature, its role will only expand.
So where else are the sources showing these applications taking hold? We need some specific examples of impact beyond just the paperwork.
The expansion is happening across 3 major fronts. First, resource management. AI is being used to predict construction costs with far greater accuracy than traditional methods. But more critically, it's managing resource allocation. It can prevent that scenario where you have expensive, specialized equipment or labor just sitting idle on site, a massive drain on budgets.
Because a permit is stuck somewhere.
Because a specific, non-obvious regulatory document is still missing. By optimizing the permit flow, the AI ensures materials and labor arrive exactly when they are needed for construction to proceed.
So you're preventing these incredibly costly logistical domino effects.
You are. And second is safety protocols. AI can model risk factors on site by analyzing historical incident data, project complexity, even weather patterns, to predict which tasks or areas present the highest safety risk at any given time. This allows managers to intervene proactively, just like they do with permits.
That suggests the ultimate vision here is moving toward total integration across the entire project lifecycle.
That is the defining vision for the future of the built environment. I mean, future AI-powered systems could fully integrate permitting, project management, and ongoing compliance into one seamless digital nervous system.
From start to finish.
Imagine it monitoring everything from the initial concept design and land use approvals right through to ordering the rebar and checking safety compliance, all optimized by one intelligent platform.
And the sources make a strong argument here.
A very strong argument. Embracing AI is no longer a competitive advantage. It is rapidly becoming a non-negotiable necessity for successful, timely, and cost-effective execution of complex urban projects globally.
That is a profound statement, and it really fundamentally changes the definition of project success. So we've covered how AI leverages historical data and machine learning to shift project management from reactive delay fighting to proactive strategic planning. It allows teams to anticipate delays, optimize these complex workflows, and enhance collaboration.
To summarize for you, the listener, the core insight here is that predictive analytics is revolutionizing how every single urban project is managed. By using data to anticipate those delays and improve transparency, AI delivers a more efficient, transparent, and ultimately a more cost-effective way to build the future of our cities. This is how speed and reliability return to urban development.
And as we close out, here is a final provocative thought for you to consider. If AI ultimately achieves that full integration across permitting, project management, and compliance, offering a truly seamless workflow from concept to completion, what foundational skills will human project managers need to prioritize in that fully optimized, automated environment? What becomes the uniquely human value add that a machine simply cannot replace? We'll leave you with that. We'll see you in the next deep dive.